Good Monday morning. It is Monday Morning Motivation once again with Chris Cook in Nashville and the beautiful Ash Taylor.
Hi, everybody.
How are you guys doing today? We're hanging in there.
Yeah,
we're hanging in there. I know if you guys follow Ash on social media, you'll know she's been battling a little bit of whatever the crud is that's going around.
Yep.
So, but she is a trooper and she is powering through to be here with you guys. So she has her cough drop, she has her sparkling water, she's got her coffee she's sipping on, she's taking medicine. We're as battle ready as we can be
to push through
for this today. So but we're here, we're doing it. It's the start of another week. Hope that we can be motivational for you guys and that we can all work together today and just talk about how to start our week off right.
Absolutely. We have lots of really good news too. Lots of exciting stuff going on in our house right now. So it's very exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
It's a good week.
Yeah.
It's a good week. It's always a good week when you wake up on the top side of the dirt, but it's sometimes it doesn't always feel as good.
True that.
Even though it may be a good week, it doesn't always feel that good. So let's say hey to some folks and then we'll dive into our topic today because the topic is interesting. And we have some personal experience with this over the last few weeks that
we sure have,
that we've been developing. So we're going to talk about it. Well, Janelle is here. Good morning, all. Don't forget to head over to the studio page, like and subscribe over there. Thank you, Janelle, one of our rock star moderators.
You're so sweet.
And there she is, dropping in the link for you guys in the live chat, so you can go over there. If you did not know, I have a studios channel. Eventually in the future, all of our health related videos will go there. And then the main channel will be just about kind of the recipe and food type portion. But in the meantime, we just stream everywhere because we're just trying to reach as many people as possible. And let's see. She also says, everyone, Chris is right. Taking a half step in the right direction is better than standing still. True. Absolutely. I love that. Richard Williams is here. Good morning, neighbors from Copper Hill, Tennessee. Hello, neighbor.
Good morning.
Carrie is here saying hello to Janelle. Of course, Lynn is here. Good morning, Chris, Ash, and everyone here. Showing the love on both your CCN channels this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lynn.
And Tania B is here. Good morning, Chris, Ash, Mel, and everyone. One of our rock star members of our private community.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't know, we do have a private community, and we're doing really cool stuff in there.
We are.
It's awesome. A really cool space. And I have not been able to post in there for a few days because I have just been so busy with so many other things. We had a guest last week. We've been catching up with things after having a guest. Like there's just a lot that's been going on, but I'm going to be going back in there. I have dinner pictures from several nights and some suggestions on some recipe ideas and things I'm going to be posting for the private members in there. So if you guys are interested in that, go to the link in the description box, or you can go to chriscookingnashville.com and you can join the band there. We have a lot of cool stuff going on. So Lewis Stone is here, another one of our members. Howdy all y'all. See, he's using the appropriate version of all y'all.
Hi, Lewis.
Sharon is here. She says, good morning. Carrie says, hello, Chris and Ash. Still hanging on by a thread. Still not able to get jobs. Well, keep going, Carrie. You're going to get there, my brother. Sandy is here. Good morning from Florida. Hello, Sandy.
Hi, Sandy.
We have Robert Hanna. Good morning from Reynoldsville, Pennsylvania. Hi, Robert. We're so glad you are here. Evelyn is here. Hello, friends. Homesick, so I'm able to be here. Well, Evelyn, I am so sorry.
Evelyn.
Ash understands all too well.
It's going around, man.
Yeah, wow. I'm so doing everything I know how to try to help take care of Ash, and truthfully, the fact that we have this live stream and then we're filming today and then we do another live stream, it's like I feel so bad I don't have someone else to operate the camera or be here with me, because I know she would love to just be able to kind of lay in bed, but
that's all right.
We're trying to keep her medicated. I'm trying to get her to rest as much as possible.
Keep her drugged. Yeah. Evelyn, I hope you feel better, love.
Yep, absolutely. Addicted to Antlers is here. I'm under the weather too, Ash.
I'm sorry.
It's really going around. Like everyone in Nashville is sick right now. I thankfully have not come down with it. I did have a little bit of just a congestion stuff in my nose.
Yeah.
But it was very mild, and I think I don't know, maybe my immune system just fought it off.
I was going to say, Chris, I have a compromised immune system from something I went through as a kid. So I tend to be a bit more acceptable. But a health benefit I don't think we really talk enough about with keto and carnivore is when I was on a standard American diet because of my compromised immune system, I would be sick like
monthly.
All the time. At least once a month, I would just, have a good week where I was just feeling terrible and I'd have to cancel a bunch of stuff and be in bed. So honestly, it's been pretty rare that I've been sick.
Yeah.
And even now it's like, I feel terrible, but it's not like I'm going to die.
Yeah.
So you're kind of able to push through. But one of the health benefits I think we don't really talk enough about, which is incredible how it just helps your immune system.
Absolutely. Your whole body is just so much stronger. And without all the carbs constantly, your body is not having to fight off all of its own internal damage. So it is able to better fight off all of the external factors, which, we've talked about this. You are not bulletproof if you're a keto or carnivore. Like something will still get to you from time to time because we are human and that's part of being a human.
It's life, yeah.
But it makes you so much better at fighting it. People heal faster. Like there's all kinds of things. So really cool. Amy is here, says, hi, friends. Hello,
hi,
Amy. So good to see you. Sandy is here, Detroit metro area. Morning. Good morning, Sandy. We're glad you're here. Beverly is here. Good morning, all. -25 right now here in Saskatchewan. Wind chill, -39. Take care and get well. Woo!
That's
it
cold.
Is cold. Cranky Carnivore Cutler is here, says, greetings. And just so you know, I did get your email. I will send out those resources for you that I used when building my YouTube channel. I just have been trying to catch up on comments and emails and everything for the last week. And we're finally getting there. We have a filming day today, but we're finally getting there. And I will hopefully sooner than later get around to just going and collecting all of those different resources for you. And I will send them over to you, Cranky Carnivore. So
awesome.
Let's see. Stephen Stone, another one of our great rock star members, is here. Good morning from Corpus Christi. Good morning, Stephen. Sherry Nevada Pup is here. Good morning. I just woke up, have both CCN and studio open. Well, thank you
Sherry, you're awesome.
So much, Sherry. We appreciate you. No need for timeout.
Oh, you're funny. You're funny.
I'm never going to live it down, so I may as well lean into it.
Yeah.
Evelyn says, I tried to make Carl feel bad because Ash got a teddy bear, but I didn't.
My husband's wonderful. He immediately went and did all the sweet things, and he's been taking good care of me. So.
Yeah, I got her some berries because, she enjoys those kinds of things. And when she's sick, sometimes having just a little bit of fruit seems to make her feel better. Like not over the top, but a little bit, something she can kind of have, in the evening in bed. And I got her the teddy bear. And I got a whole chicken and I deboned it. And I took the carcass and the bones. I made bone broth for her.
Bone broth is a superfood, man. So good.
So there is Ash dropping the landing page for the band in there. If you guys are interested in checking out our private community, we have a great time over there. And there's some awesome people in there. It's just a great way to connect.
It is. It's really awesome. Great place to ask questions or get advice or just encourage each other. It's really a great community.
You also get more direct access not only to Ash and I, but Victor at Southern Keto is in there. Dustin from Keto Simple is in there. Pastor Bob is in there. A bunch of people that have all of this information of keto and carnivore are all in there, and you can go in and just ask for support, ask for help, share recipes, like all of these different kinds of things. It's cool.
By the way, speaking of Mr. Dustin, he was here at our house last week.
He was.
And it was so much fun. We had a blast.
Yes, we had an absolute blast. If you guys are not subscribed to Dustin at Keto Simple, you should definitely go do that. He's an amazing guy.
He is. Great person. We went and filmed well, you guys did a live stream. We filmed a video. Yeah. Which your Manhattan sandwiches, delicious.
Oh my gosh. So good.
Delicious. If y'all haven't seen it after live stream, go check out the video with Dustin in it. Delicious.
Yep.
Awesome stuff.
I think I'm hopefully going to pronounce this right. Shantae is here. If I'm mispronouncing your name, I'm so sorry. I'm a redneck from the southeast corner of Indiana. I'm not good with names, but
we're glad you're here.
But we are very glad you are here. Sandy Blythe is here, says everyone in Florida is sick. I'm okay though. Well, Sandy, I'm glad you're okay. Hopefully it stays that way for you. Lisa is here. Hi, Chris and Ash. Sorry to be late. Well, that's okay, Lisa.
All good.
We're just glad you're here. Praying Extraordinary Prayers is here. Good morning. My first time here. Just found Chris Cooking Nashville this week. His recipes are amazing. Well, thank you for being here. I am so glad you found us. And we are just blessed to have you be here with us in the community, be part of the Chris Cooking Nashville family. So thank you so much for joining. And if there's anything we can do to support you, please let us know, because we love you guys in our community. And we're just here to be whatever we can to help you out.
Yes.
And Janelle says, hello to you and welcome to the group. Love your screen name, as do we.
Awesome.
Margaret says, I'm late, but I'm not stupid. LOL. Great to see you, Chris and Ash, and all the rest of you guys. I figured out somebody wasn't feeling well. So I hope you feel better. Yes.
Thank you, Margaret. You're sweet. We're glad to hear.
Absolutely. And there's our buddy Caleb. Caleb's Carnivore Quest. What's up, Caleb? How are you today, brother?
Hey, Caleb.
So I did get your emails. I will respond to you as well. You're another one of those people who the email inbox was stacking up on me. So if you guys don't subscribe to Caleb, he is 16 years old, has been on a carnivore diet now for like 6 months or so. I think it was, he said. Just incredible to see someone who is that young and also that well-spoken and knowledgeable about keto and carnivore and is actually living the lifestyle and has the story of just the benefits that even someone at 16 can see. And we need more people that age to start jumping on board. And he's the kind of guy who can do it. So guys, make sure you go subscribe to Caleb's Carnivore Quest and give him some encouragement.
Yes, I'm going to drop a link to his channel right now in the comments. So
yes, absolutely. There is Auntie, our good friend, Air Frying Auntie. Says, good morning, Chris and Ash. I'm glad you're here, Auntie. Hope you are doing well. Holly Springer is here. Says, good morning, everyone. And she got a chicken drumstick on there. She's making us hungry. Look at that. Shantae says, loved that last macaroni vid. I was wondering if you put dowel rod in the hole of the plastic, would you get a noodle with a hole in the middle? So, Shantae, that's a really good question. I've actually considered how I might do this. So there are pasta extruders out there that have the ability to, it has like a little centerpiece and then it has space where the dough kind of comes around the extruder and all comes together to create macaroni style noodles. I have played around with a cheap one and I have not had very much success.
Yeah.
But I have not given up and I'm going to keep working on it to see what I can do, because I would love to see if we could make carnivore macaroni shaped noodles, but we'll find out. But I'm really glad you enjoy the video. And if I come up with a way to do the noodles macaroni shape, I guarantee I'm going to be sharing it everywhere because that'll be super cool. So
absolutely.
A Refined Me is here. I love that name.
Yeah.
Snow in Connecticut this morning to go with flu, which has made it made it through our house this week. I'm so sorry about that. Hopefully you all heal quickly.
Yeah.
Carrie says, I saw the episode with Dustin and Chris and Ash. Those waffles were so good. I got one through the computer screen. That's right.
They were really good.
And she says, I pronounced it perfect. Look at that. I got lucky.
You're on fire.
I got lucky.
That's awesome.
Rick is here. He says, you will learn a lot here. Well, thank you, Rick. I appreciate that. If anyone wants to know how to cook iguana, Rick is your man. Or if you're talking about engines or cooking on engine blocks, Rick is your man. But I think he is the man. But I do think we have some pretty cool information here too.
Definitely. Yeah.
Absolutely. And there is Auntie dropping in Dustin's link for Keto Simple.
Thank you, Auntie.
Rick says, Caleb's in the elite club of us who started carnivore as a teen. Yeah, that's really cool. Rick did as well.
Really
he started back, I believe he said when he was 15 years old is when Rick started. So
wow.
Very, very cool. There is Caleb at Carnivore Quest's channel. And Janelle dropping in it as well. So a couple of places you guys can find all of that. Rick says, definitely watch Dustin. He's lots of fun. I agree. And Dustin honestly just has a really good heart. He just cares a lot for people. He brings a lot of people in the community together because he just cares for people. And that's one of the biggest things that matters. So Rick says, I just took apart my mini split AC. It's already hot and humid here. Winter lasted 7 days.
Welcome to Florida.
I understand. And Pam Smith is here, says, good morning, Chris and Ash. Hello,
morning,
Pam. We are very glad you're here. All right. So, guys, make sure to do us a favor. Hit the thumbs up button on the video wherever you are watching. Trying to see if my phone will see if it'll give us a thumbs up. It's there we go. It's being slow today. Guys, hit the thumbs up button for us and let us know that you are here. Let YouTube know that you like what's going on. Comment to tell us you are watching so that we are aware of your presence and we can say hello to you. But we're going to talk about some stuff today.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a little bit about some stuff. So do we want to do some housekeeping stuff first, maybe?
Yeah, maybe housekeeping first, just so we can get through.
Yeah, we'll talk about some housekeeping stuff and then stick around because we have some successes and some interesting stuff to share with you. And I see my mom popped in, says, can't watch today, subbing for an English teacher. Lots of people getting sick with what is being called a quademic. 4 viruses: flu, norovirus, COVID, and RSV. Yeah, I know it's really going around and it's crazy. Carnivore K is here. Hello, Aunt Kay.
Hi, beautiful.
And Deborah Collins is here. Says, I am in East Tennessee. Hello.
That's awesome.
And Carrie says, I hit the like button a trillion times.
Thank you.
+1. Absolutely. So some housekeeping stuff. First of all, if you guys are on the subscribe list for the emails, the newsletter, the email newsletter, you will notice it did not go out yesterday. And the reason it did not go out yesterday is because we have had so many people sign up to receive that newsletter every week that basically it would cost me an arm and a leg through the email service that we use to send it out every week. Like $1,000 probably.
And then we'd probably have to upgrade it in 6 months. So yeah.
Right. So what we are going to do, instead of doing it weekly, because so many people have asked to just be kind of in the know and get this, we're actually going to start doing it monthly, once a month, because we can still send that out once a month without issue and have a little room to grow before we would end up having to pay a bunch more money. So we're going to do once a month for right now. And we may continue to do more, or we might try to get more of that going if we find that there's more people that really need it, want it, and benefit from it. But for now, once a month, I think will be plenty. But what we're going to do is I'm going to intentionally sit down at the beginning of every month. I will recap videos from the last month, make sure all the links are in there for people. I am going to put maybe more than that of the kitchen tools and try to be a little bit more in depth about some stuff. So you guys are getting more value for that. I'm going to try to put maybe even some interesting things that happened of the month previous in the world of keto and carnivore, like anything that I can do to try to make that a valuable resource for you guys. And since you're only going to get it once a month and it's not just a weekly check-in, try to go a little bit deeper for you and do a little bit more. So I'm sorry that we are not able to just do that every week. At the same time, maybe some of you guys feel like that's less of a spam thing to drop in your box weekly. So hopefully that'll be useful for you guys. If you have not subscribed to the newsletter, now you don't have to worry about it weekly. It's just going to happen once a month. Go to my website, chriscookingnashville.com. And at the bottom of the screen, there's a little box where you can subscribe to the newsletter. Or if you download my ebook and you agree to the marketing, you can also subscribe that way. So both of those options are available there on the website. And it's really cool to be able to just send out some information for you guys that is really helpful. It's things that, kitchen tools that I'm including that make a big difference for me, or, just other information recapping our videos from the month, or any of the different things that is helpful for you. So
it's really cool too, because we try to design it in a way where whether you're like just starting on keto and carnivore or whether you've done this for years, there's some really good info in there for you. So but yeah, once a month.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So that was the first bit of housekeeping. Was the
first bit of housekeeping. We also have.
I was going to say, let me.
Ash is going to drop in a couple of links here for you guys into the chat. So if any of you know Coach Rebecca Bavery from Dr. Barry's coaches in the tribe, we met her at KPL, and she is fantastic. She's very, very smart. She's very good at what she does. She's an RN, so she has a lot of cool information and a lot of training, and she's just a cool chick.
She's a very cool chick.
She's just a cool chick. So she has a brand new ketogenic workbook and also a companion book that goes along with this. So this is the ketogenic workbook that she has been working on, that she wrote and put together. And it's, it's not, as she was explaining to us, this is not like a hit every point and every piece of information possible, like in-depth keto book. Like, it's not all deep into the science of everything. It's kind of a quick overview that helps you then put together, like, some planning and some guides and some information on the various sort of broad stroke subject matters.
And she also, sorry to interrupt, babe, but so Rebecca and I were actually messaging each other. And so I think, one, it's super cool that she wrote these, but if you open them, they're really not so much books as I would say planners, and they're really helpful for people, especially just starting out on a keto, or if you're transitioning to carnivore. But this is the workbook, which is the first book. And basically there's several pages where it's like talking about sweeteners. Are electrolytes essential? What about exercise? Keeping it, here's a grocery list. I mean, so she has a lot of great info, but then from there, the whole vast part of it is literally a place for you to like write down your symptoms and keep track of different things. And it's really, really cool. So this is kind of like to get you going. And I just dropped a link to this book. You can get it on Amazon. So head on over there if you think this is something that may help you out. And then she has the companion book, which is basically, say book 2. This is like a 3-month planner. So if you're someone who does like a lot of journaling, if you're trying to keep yourself consistent and on track, really cool tool. And she kind of described it as a labor of love, of like, this is basically what I wish I had when I was starting this journey, and it would make it easy. But Rebecca is awesome. And, I mean, clearly being an RN, she's one of Dr. Barry's coaches.
She knows what she's doing.
She's just a cool chick.
There are a lot of people that find themselves much more successful when they have a planner, when they have sort of a thing they can write everything down. Yeah,
that's me. How you doing? He just called me out. That's me.
Yes, there are some people that just find that to be the only way of really being successful at something, is to write things down, because all of our brains work differently, right? We all have completely different methods of doing things. I, as the musician that I am, learn best through my ears, and second through my hands. Like, touch and auditory learning are the 2 ways that I best take the world in. So how did I get successful with my keto and carnivore way of life? I put on Dr. Barry live streams or Dr. Barry videos in the background, listen to them like podcasts. And even if I don't remember exactly which one it came from, I mean, I can sit and quote so much information that I have learned from not just Dr. Barry, but Dr. Chafee and Dr. Baker and Dr. Kiltz. And I mean, all these different people. I can quote it because I listened to it. That's the way I learn best. My mom and my wife, completely opposite of me. Ash does not want to listen to something. No. Not that she can't listen to something. She doesn't want to listen to it as a way of learning it. She listens to it, but she writes things down while listening, because that's how she learns that information. And then she likes to read over it visually, and writing things down are the way she does it. My mom is the same way. So this is a really cool tool for people who are starting out, or maybe you've been doing this a long time and you are still trying to become more stable. You're still trying to get more successful at this, and you feel like you're struggling, but you've never done something like this. If you're one of those people that loves to write things down, this is a great way to do it. So just some options there. I know that Ash is dropping those links in there into the live chat for you guys for the ketogenic workbook, as well as the companion book. And if you are interested in that, you can go there, go to Amazon and pick them up and give them a shot. Go show Rebecca some love and some support, because it's very hard to do all of the work it takes on top of just everything else in your life to sit down and put something like that together, to create a book, to create a resource. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Oh, so, yeah, no, it's definitely quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, just the amount of work that went into the ebook that I wrote, and Ash helping me with that, and my mom and my dad reviewing that, and different people editing, and then us going back and revising. I mean, like, just the amount of work that goes into something as simple as a 60-page ebook that people are going to get for free. I mean, like, it's just so much work. This, with all of the design and everything that goes into this, I would imagine Rebecca put way more work into putting this together too. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
I also asked Rebecca if she could give me kind of like a little quote that I could read during the live stream. I told her we were going to shout her out because it's like, well, hey, some people like myself who learn from writing stuff down may actually find this helpful. And she said that these books were a labor of love and are the resources that I wish I had in the beginning of my journey with keto. And then when I went from keto to carnivore to track my symptoms. These are in no way meant to be a comprehensive science guide on ketogenic diets, but the nuts and bolts of what you need to know to guide you through your lifestyle with planning and management. The workbook is meant to be the first book. And then if you decide you like the layout, the journaling and planning, the companion is there for a 3-month planner. I hope you find value in these resources and look forward to everyone's feedback.
Yep, absolutely.
Sweet.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so
the
that is
down below.
That is there for you guys. That is super, super cool. Let's see.
Now do we get to the big news?
We can go ahead and talk about that if you'd like.
I'm excited. I'm pumped.
Yeah. So don't anybody get too excited, but
I'm excited.
So I have been trying to figure out for months. I don't even know how long, because there was a long time there. I just didn't really weigh myself. But just based on the way my clothes fit, I could tell it's like, I think maybe because I fluctuate back and forth, when I am weighing myself when I'm on keto or carnivore, you kind of get to that point and then you kind of stall out and then I fluctuate. And I can fluctuate as much as 10 pounds.
Yeah. Like
easily, right? And so I was fluctuating a little bit, just kind of holding steady. And I mean, this was months and months and months ago. I was still working my day job. And I just stopped weighing because it was like, I'm really more concerned about how I feel, how my clothes fit, those kinds of things than I am the number on the scale. And I got to that point in my journey where I was like, my weight will happen. I'll continue to lose weight as necessary when it happens. Well, it wasn't too long after that, I quit my day job. And in certain ways, my life got so much better because I was not dealing with the stress of my day job and all of just honestly the ridiculousness of working there and working as much. In another way, though, things actually, and it was a good stress, but things got more stressful. And when you get more stress and your cortisol levels go up and you're not sleeping as much because you're more passionate about something, so you're working longer hours, that makes it very difficult to lose weight. So just based on the way my clothes fit, I was like, I'm pretty sure I've gained a little bit of weight. And I'm pretty sure that at the very least I'm stalled, probably gained some weight. And I was pretty sure it's like, I think I'm eating more and I think I'm eating more times a day. And I'm kind of, because of stress, I'm stress eating and my dairy consumption went up a little bit and these kinds of things. Totally fine. Not something I panicked about, but it was a real thing. And I was like, it's not that I am that worried about it because I still was experiencing all of these great benefits, my mental health and my pain being gone and my energy and all of these different kinds of things. I totally can tell if I'm not eating keto or carnivore or versus when I am eating keto and carnivore. And so I thought, this would be cool. So let's experiment a little bit. So I tried some keto things from time to time, like more regularly, because I was trying to figure out, are there things that I used to really react to that I don't now? And we were on tour and it's a lot easier on tour to eat keto than it is carnivore a lot of times. So I had a few things that were more keto depending on where we were on tour. And so all of this combined, I think I gained about 20 pounds, right? And now, like I said, I could fluctuate 10 pounds at a time. So really it's somewhere between 20 and 30, depending on which of those starting points you really want to go from, right? Somewhere between 20 and 30 pounds. And like I said, I'm not really worried about that, but I was like, okay, this is a thing. Like, I'm going to just do the experimentation and figure out what my body will do and what it can handle and what it won't. And so I've just kind of been in that space for a long time. And when I did weigh myself a few times, I was kind of like, yeah, it's not really moving. And so it was just a weight stall. And I was like, I told Ash, I said, we've completely rearranged like our schedule in our lives because we're trying to become more efficient, because this year is looking to be even busier than the last year was, even with me not working a day job. I'm busier now than I was when I worked the day job too. And that's a really good thing. And, this is kind of Dr. Berry talks about. Sometimes stress is good stress. You just have to learn how to deal with it. And this is a really good example of what I'm telling you guys all the time. This is not a linear journey, and perfection is not the point. There may be times you gain weight. There may be times you lose weight. There might be times you feel great, times you feel like crap. That's being a human being. And to expect yourself to just have a linear downward trend forever and ever until you get to your ideal weight and you just stick right there, that's not real. That's not a realistic expectation. And the people that push that as being the way it should happen are ignorant. Quite honestly, they're just ignorant. Now, that's not an excuse to go do whatever you want. No, I gained 100 pounds and who cares? I'm not saying that. But you have to give yourself some grace and you have to figure out how to work on things. And so that's what I did. And it's like, all right, so we need to work on some things. So what am I going to do? So I tried different things and I've looked at different things and fasting and, eating more, eating less. Like I've just kind of played around with it and nothing really seemed to move anything because there was just so much stress and so much just busyness and not sleeping and all these things. So as of yesterday, well, actually, as of this morning, because I weighed this morning, as of this morning, I have broken that weight stall and I've lost 4 more pounds. Woo-hoo. And I'm headed back to where the original place was that was the lowest number that I saw. And I am going to continue on and try to get my ideal body weight this year, or at least close to it. I've told people I want to hit somewhere between 200 and 220 pounds by the end of this year, hopefully. And once I get to like 220-ish, I'm going to let my body sort of decide, like, where does it really want to go? Because it's been so long since I've weighed anything less than 250. I don't even know what I look like. Right. Or what my body is going to be like. I don't know where my ideal body weight is anymore down there because it's been so long. And I'm also not trying to show off a 6-pack and convince people that I'm like a bodybuilder or something. I just want to be healthy and I just want to live my life at a weight where the extra pressure on my body is not a big deal anymore. So I've broken the weight stall and we're working our way down there. Now, what did I do to break the weight stall?
Great question.
What did I do to break the weight stall?
Good question.
Much to the chagrin, I'm sure, of all of the dogmatic carnivores out there who would say, eat meat, salt, and water and just get over everything because that's the only way you can do this and that's all that's going to work and that's the only thing that's going to work for you and that's what worked for me. And right. Much to the chagrin of people, the only thing that I did that finally broke my weight stall was a combination of 3 things. Number 1, I just tried to reduce my stress levels a little bit, which is one of the reasons we are so much more efficiently set up to do what we're doing now. Because it takes a lot of pressure off of just extra time, and I'm not spending as much time just sitting focused on my phone all day long and all this stuff. So I took some stress out of my life, which made sleeping and that kind of stuff a little bit easier. I reduced my dairy intake, which was a thing that needed to happen. Because like I said, I quit my day job. I'm not moving near as much as I was because now I'm sitting at a computer a lot of the day and all this kind of stuff. And the extra dairy and that kind of stuff, I think is probably what caused that to happen.
Makes sense.
I did not cut out dairy entirely. I just reduced it. So I took the heavy cream out of coffee that I had been drinking, replaced it with butter. Which I've now gotten used to and is fantastic. I don't snack on cheese unless it's, just like an element of a meal. I just don't go as heavy on the dairy. That's all I did with the dairy. So I didn't, take it out completely. I just reduced it a little bit. And as a result of that, I think, my body gets the satiation signals faster. So it's, kind of leveling out how much I'm eating and I'm just, not snacking on stuff in the middle of the day. And the other thing that I did was I started the last few weeks, about 2 weeks, I guess, maybe a week and a half. I have started adding allulose to my coffee in the morning because when I was losing weight regularly, I was putting a little bit of allulose in my coffee that I was taking with me to work every day. And I'm not suggesting anyone else do it. And I'm not a doctor and I have no ability to tell you why you should or should not do something like that or the science behind any of this. All I know is that there is some research out there that suggests when you have allulose along with a meal of any kind, that it can actually help reduce your blood glucose and insulin levels as opposed to raise it. Now, I don't know how much truth there is in any of that because I haven't done the research, nor have I read the research studies. And even the studies that are out there seem like it's kind of a, well, it may, right? It's more of a, it may do this thing. And maybe it will and maybe it won't. I'm not really sure. But I decided to try to add it back in because when I was doing all of this stuff, when I had a day job, I had allulose in my coffee every day without thinking about it because I just liked the way it tasted. And I was losing weight. And I stopped the allulose because what does everybody say? Sweeteners are going to ruin what you're doing. That's not real carnivore. You're not a real carnivore. You're fake, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know, I don't buy into all the dogma and all of the ways that people act and they beat other people up for not doing it the right way. I don't buy into any of that. But I was like, you know, maybe there is a good point here. Maybe my health would be better if I took out the sweeteners, you know? And so the only sweetener that I still had in my diet was the salty electrolytes that have a little bit of stevia. That's it. It's the only sweet flavors that existed in my life were the salty electrolytes. So I took out the allulose and was moving a little bit less and was doing, you know, a little bit heavier on the dairy because I was just eating more times a day because I was at home rather than sitting in a patrol car where I had no food. And I gained some weight. So now I went back to eating the way that I was when I was sitting in a patrol car, and I added the allulose back into my coffee, and suddenly I broke a weight stall. So I think the important thing about this is, one, don't ever let anybody tell you because you're not losing weight linearly or fast enough that somehow you're not good enough. Okay. I've had people come in live streams. If you guys watch some of my live streams, I had someone come in and try to make some fireworks on a live stream about me lying about what I'm doing and that I'm shoveling ice cream in my face behind the scenes. And I mean, I just all of this like ridiculous, crazy stuff. And those people are out there and they are going to take whatever you do and judge that you're not doing it right or you're lying about it or whatever, because the way your body looks or the way you're losing or not losing weight doesn't measure up to their expectations. That's a bunch of BS, first of all. The other thing is everyone's body is going to react to different things differently. Now, if I went lion diet and I ate red meat, salt, and water, would I continue to lose weight? Probably. I'd also be miserable. Okay? I just don't want to live my life that way. And if someone does and they're really great and they feel healthy and they feel happy and they're satisfied, I think that's great. There's no reason that you should incorporate all these other things if you're happy just doing that. That's fantastic. But I'm also coming from a place where I did carnivore once and I tried that. I wasn't doing lion diet, but I was doing meat, salt, water for a little while. And when I came back off of meat, salt, water for, what was that, about a month and a half, I did meat, salt, water, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. We got married. I came back off of that and I never dealt with the carb addiction that I had. And I never dealt with finding tools to keep myself stable as a carnivore. So I came back off meat, salt, water, and I went off the rails because I couldn't control the fact that I had been so restrictive with myself that I felt like I'd given everything up and I hadn't emotionally, socially, spiritually, mentally dealt with the issues that came along with me going meat, salt, water. And I lost control and I went back off the rails. So this time around, I started creating recipes. And along with that, I created the Chris Cooking Nashville channel. And so now I've realized if I don't lose weight as fast, but I'm happier and more stable and I'm doing something that matters in my life and I'm helping other people in the process, isn't that better than trying to live up to some expectation I've already shown I'm not good at meeting and then losing control and going back off the rails? And this goes back to that thing of self-discipline is not the key to beating addiction. There's an element of self-discipline that is part of beating addiction, absolutely. But you have to set yourself up for success. and find the tools that work for you. And for some people, maybe that's meat, salt, water. Maybe they have to just grit their teeth and go through that. And that's fine. I think that's great. If you can do that, more power to you. I'm not that person. And it doesn't make me less of a person because I'm not that person. I'm just me, figuring out what works for me. And so reducing my dairy a little bit, adding some allulose back into my coffee, and just trying to not stress so much and get some more sleep made the difference. And I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
I think it's really, really cool because it's living proof of the fact that different things can work for different people. And we're all under that umbrella of a proper human diet. Yes. But within that, there is so much option for making it work for you and making the tools that you use, whatever is most accessible and makes you feel the most stable and most successful, because consistency matters so much more than perfection. That's the key, consistency. And that's what we're talking about today. Success is just getting up the last time. We read a couple of devotionals from Pastor Bob. If you guys saw the interview that I did on his channel that I also streamed here, and he has an amazing story as a carnivore, and he gifted us a couple of devotionals that he's written. And he's just a really cool guy. He's a part of the private group, and he's going to be starting to share some stuff about his keto and carnivore journey in there with you all in a special space I've created, and just a bunch of really cool stuff that he's doing. And in one of his devotionals we were reading, and it was talking about how success is just getting up the last time. And so I put that on here. Success is just getting up the last time, because whether it's with, if you share the same faith we do, great. If you don't, that's fine. We love you. And you don't have to agree with us for us to care about you. But from our perspective, whether it's your faith, whether it is your diet, whether it is a business, it does not matter. Any of these things, success is just continuing to get up when you've been knocked down, when you fall, getting up and trying it again. And when you keep doing it over and over and over, eventually you're going to get up the last time and you're not going to fall anymore. Doesn't mean it won't be hard. Doesn't mean there won't be struggles. There will. And there's ups and downs. But success is about just getting up that one last time and succeeding. And one of the things that in Pastor Bob's devotional he was talking about is how many millionaires start businesses and they go bankrupt, sometimes multiple times, before they finally get a business that they get off the ground, and then it succeeds. And every time they fall, they get back up and try again. And when your diet is such an important element of improving your life, like you're struggling with health issues, you're struggling with carb addiction, you're whatever it is, getting back up again and again and again and again and again and refusing to quit is the whole point. We've talked about this in previous Monday morning motivations. Chasing it relentlessly. I've said that so many times. Pursue it relentlessly every single day, and you will always get better. Progress over perfection every single day, and you will continue to get better. The only way, we had a whole Monday morning motivation that was about this. The whole point, the only way you will fail is if you stop trying. Because it's never permanent unless you decide that it is. You have complete control to succeed in whatever the thing is you're doing if you just refuse to stop. If you fall down and you go off the rails on your diet and then you go, well, I'm a failure, that's it, and you just keep doing that, well, yeah, then you're a failure. But that's not because you as a person have an identity as a failure. It's because you're choosing failure. You're choosing to just live in the down portion instead of trying again to get back up. If you give up while you are down and you just go, well, I'm just going to exist here, it is purely a choice. And you don't have to make that choice. It doesn't mean that it's going to be easy, that you're going to do it perfectly. But if you stop expecting yourself to do it perfectly, every time you fall, you go, that's okay. And you jump back up and you try again. Because your focus is on getting back up and continuing to work towards succeeding, pursuing it relentlessly, not focusing on the fact that you're down right now. If I gained a few pounds and then I started focusing on that, I have a channel, people are watching me, I can't gain a pound, that makes me failure. That'd be ridiculous. First of all, that's a lie. And the nut jobs that like to come online and tell any of us that we're a failure and that we're not doing it for real and we're a liar and we're this and we're that, and they want to label you all these bad things because your journey's not linear, they're just trash. Like, I'm sorry, they are. Not because by identity they are, but by choice. They are choosing to be trashy people. I don't listen to opinions from people like that. I don't need to listen to opinions from people like that, and neither do you. Failing is part of it. But staying in failure is a choice. And if you stay there, it's the only thing that makes you, by definition, a failure, because it is you choosing to be one. But if you don't think about perfection and instead you think about progress and you pursue things relentlessly every single day, you too will find the thing that breaks your weight stall. You too will find the tools that make you more stable. You may realize you like to write things down and you find tools that allow you to become more stable, more successful, work towards things. And maybe something like that doesn't help you. For me personally, I would probably never use a workbook like that, because when I have gotten planners and calendars and notebooks and all these other things with the intention of being productive in the past, I've never used more than the first page or two of a single one. In my entire 36 years, I have never written down more than a page or two worth of information. And it is not because I can't. It's because doing so is a task that takes me away from actually succeeding at what I'm doing. That's just how my brain works. I have other methods of tracking things. I have other methods of pursuing things. And when I stick to the tools that work for me, I succeed. If she tried to do it the same way, she'd probably go spiraling downwards because it's not what works for her. But when she writes everything down, she succeeds at everything. You find the tools that work for you. It doesn't look the same for you as it does for everybody else. We may all live in this umbrella of a proper human diet, in this whole proper human diet spectrum. But the number on the scale does not define your success, your pursuit every single day of progress over perfection, you getting up every time you've fallen, you continuing to work on figuring out what tools make it easiest for you. That is what defines you as successful. Not the number on the scale. The number on the scale is a symptom of you figuring things out and you moving in the right direction. That will happen in time. If you stop putting an emotional attachment on whether it does or does not go up or down every single day or week or month, and instead you focus on what's best for my body, what makes me the most stable I can be, what can I do to clean up from where I am one more step, how do I get better at this, how do I work towards a new goal, what am I doing? That doesn't mean that measuring or weighing yourself or any of those things isn't good. It's a good tool to track things, but those are not the point. Those are the symptom of you getting it figured out for how it works best for you. And that is not a linear journey. And anyone who tells you that it is a linear journey needs to shut their mouth and they need to mind their own business, because you are worth more than some idiot on the internet telling you that you're not good enough because you didn't do it in a linear fashion. And you know what? If you tracked all of their progress in their life, maybe their weight went like that because genetically their body just let them do that in whatever thing they did. Maybe they stumbled on the answer or right at the beginning. But you know what? There's probably 100 other areas in their life that if I reviewed everything about them, I could point out to you where they're failing exactly the way they're blaming you for. So we don't listen to people who don't understand the nuance of what this journey is like, and they think that if it doesn't happen linearly, then it's not happening at all. That's an asinine outlook. I'm living proof of the fact that it's not linear, and sometimes the things that all of the dogmatic people tell you are the wrong thing to do can be the key to finding the tools and the balance of them that works and makes you feel your best. So here I am, breaking a weight stall by putting some allulose in my coffee, taking a little bit of the stress out of my life, or managing it better, I really should say. and trying to cut back on my dairy just a little bit.
Yeah.
And there we go.
It's great. We were just in Dixon, Tennessee this past week, and went with Dustin and saw Dr. Barry speak.
Yep.
And we always talk about how Nisha Barry always says the N=1 experiment.
Absolutely.
Great example of that. Like what works for you may not work for someone else. But yeah.
And you might be one of those people, you might put allulose in your coffee. You might gain weight. You might put allulose in your coffee and have really bad intestinal upset because some people can't tolerate allulose. If I have too much allulose, my body is going to tell me. I've had it happen. And I wake up the next day and I'm like, oh, that's not good, right? When I do the carnivore pancakes and I make that allulose maple syrup, I can't eat that allulose maple syrup. That's too much allulose for me. I didn't know that the first time I had that allulose maple syrup, but I sure found out. But that's okay. A little bit in my coffee doesn't bother me. I just can't have too much of it. But for whatever reason, it makes a difference for me.
Yeah.
It may do the exact opposite for you. So I'm not saying allulose is the key to breaking a weight stall. I'm saying you doing your N=1 experiment and you finding the tools that make you stable, successful, and staying consistent on your approach to this lifestyle, that is what will make you successful.
Yeah.
You have any thoughts?
Amen. That's all I'm going to say today. No, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, it's like we talk about progress over perfection. I'm just really proud of you too, because I don't think it's necessarily
Guys, I'm so sorry. We have AT&T coming to the house tomorrow to fix this ridiculous issue. Apparently, there are 2 lines that come into our house, and one of them is not working, and then who knows what's going on. So we'll be getting fixed, and AT&T will be getting an earful. That being said, we are going to go ahead and probably end this. I'm having all kinds of different issues with a result of this whole thing. So I'm sorry, there are probably questions and a lot of comments we're not getting to. But we're going to probably just go ahead and sign off, because until we can get AT&T here, this is probably going to be a recurring issue. So I'm so sorry about that. Hopefully the conversation we had is motivational for you guys today, but we're going to go ahead and cut it short. If you need anything, you can always find us, chriscookingnashville.com. Come see us in the private group. Continue to just like, subscribe, share, support, so we can get this out to as many people as possible, because there's so many people that need help and they need all of this encouragement.
Definitely.
And if you guys have specific questions we couldn't get to today, just come find us and let us know. So I'm so sorry about that, but we appreciate your patience.
Well, also, so AT&T is coming tomorrow morning, and they should be fixing this issue. So we should be good to go from here on out.
Yep.
But we will be going live tomorrow evening at 6 p.m.
Central Standard Time
for Backstage with Chris.
Yep.
So Chris is going to make some yummy dinner, and we can answer your questions there. So if you
Absolutely.
had questions, please come on back.
Yep. Absolutely. Thank you guys for being here. We love every single one of you. This is Chris Cook in Nashville. My beautiful wife, Ash Taylor, who hopefully is going to be feeling better sooner than later.
Okay.
Guys, eat your meat. Love your life. We'll see you here for Monday Morning Motivations, Backstage with Chris tomorrow night, all different places, and we will catch up with you all very soon. Bye, guys.